Hello again. Hello, journalers. Well, today is going to be another very short presentation by me because one of the things that I would like you to do is to write down on one of the pages in your journal who are the people that I would like to acknowledge. Now, I come from the space of Auntie Mame. People are, the world is a banquet and people are starving to death. And what I mean and what she meant, Auntie Mame meant by that, was that people are not acknowledged enough. And I thought it was a pretty simple thing to do, to acknowledge people, but it isn't because, I don't know, it just isn't. And yet it is the one single thing you could do where you could get the most from it. It would be a huge reward if you were to do it. And so I suggest to you that you could acknowledge other people. Well, in one of my training sessions after I had spoken about acknowledgement, because it is part of my training, how to acknowledge the customer in my training. And if you're a coach, how to acknowledge your coachee. And so I understand that, and I know how important it is. So this one young man stood up and said, well, how do you acknowledge people? I mean, what if they didn't do it that great or something? So I said, okay, here are some words. Even though words don't teach, but if you pay attention to your intention, which is to create a safe environment for other people to be with you, then you could learn to acknowledge other people very simply. So I've written down a few acknowledgments here, and I'm going to give them to you today. And what I would like you to do is to write them down, or go over this video again, stop it and start it, and write down these acknowledgments. Some of them are so easy. Others are not so easy, but you can do any of them and you will get the most out of this than probably anything else you could ever do. So here are some words. A beautiful one is perfect or perfectamundo. People hear that, they feel good. Another one is there it is. Somebody says something good. And so you say to them in order to acknowledge them, well, there it is. Because they get the credit for it. And they want it and they need it. Or exactly. That's another wonderful word. I love exactly and absolutely, my two favorites. I use them all the time, probably overuse them. When I was talking to customers in my youth, they would call and I would call them, and then they would say, I have had so many calls today. And I would say something like, oh, absolutely, I know it. This is it. You see somebody doing some good work, and you just look at the work and then look at them in the eye and say, this is it. Absolutely, positively, this is it. Amazing. You are amazing. Or I am amazed at how wonderful you did with that. Of course, beautiful is a good one. Fantastic is a word. One word. Fantastic. And you mean it. Of course, there's OMG. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh doesn't seem to have the same oomph, does it? But here's a couple of phrases. You got that right. And you mean it. You got that right. You backed the right horse. Yes, you did. You backed the right horse. That is just what I wanted and needed. Just what I needed. That was exactly what I needed. You did absolutely, you did the right thing. How did you know to do that? That's taking it one step further. So you could say, you sure did the right thing. How did you know to do that? People will love you for it. I'm telling you, they're starving. What angel is on your shoulder? I love that one. Are you for real? I mean, are you really that good? Really? I think so. You are. You made the right choice. Maybe you set it up. There's so many choices to make, and you made the right one. If it's a customer, you called here today and you got the right person. You made a very good decision there. I can help you. You are so smart. Now, by the way, I told my children this. I didn't tell them they deserved trophies when they didn't deserve them. But I always told them how smart they were. You are very smart. And by the way, all of them are very smart. Now, I don't know if they were already smart and I was just acknowledging it, or whether I told them they were smart so they became smarter. There's no way to know. It's like that song from Cinderella that says, do I love you because you're wonderful, or are you wonderful because I love you? These kinds of acknowledgments are what people need. And the last one I wrote down here was, you must have been born under a lucky star.